Ladies and gentlemen, Cameron, the legendary Harlem Dipset legend. You already know, making an impact in sports right now. He's soon to be a juggernaut right now. You listen, it is what it is. This is one of the hottest shows in sports media out right now. You won't get no more authentic. And Cameron, the legend, was on Facetime with the iconic Coach Prime Deion Sanders. We all know what this man has done as a professional, stretching from different teams. Man, listen, he done took a life of his own as a coach. Nobody thought he was gonna pop off the way he popped off. And listen, Coach Prime is headed to Colorado and he is looking to make extensive noise. We're going to get all into it. We just getting started. If you excited for the partnership of Cameron and Coach Prime Deion Sanders, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now because we're going to be documenting this and bringing more news updates and more. Now let's break it all down. So Cam was on FaceTime and is already a done deal. Killer Cam and Mace, I believe, made their package deal. Listen, they will be in Colorado next month. And as we get closer and closer to that game against TCU, I expect Cameron, Mace, it is what it is, to be down there documenting it and picking up on what's going on with the media, because these guys are the new improved dudes in sports right now that's revamping things to giving it a true new life of its own. We seen what it was like with some of these other, situations when they running it. It's not what we want to see. This is the way we want media to go. And if we could see Coach Prime in rare form, could you imagine? I'm pretty sure they will bring the show to Coach Prime. I could see them doing an episode of It Is What It Is with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. And could you imagine that when he gets up with Shador Sanders, Travis? This is not only going to be a big crossover for Cameron and Mace, and obviously it is what it is, but it's an unbelievable crossover for them as well. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders linking up with Cam, that's a big deal. Nobody's more influential in culture. Harlem is culture, and Cameron basically is Harlem. You understand? And nobody has done really the accomplishments he's done in hip hop as a solo artist, as in a group with the Diplomats. Seriously, Cam is just iconic himself, and I just love that we got a guy like him in sports media because we finally get some realness back. You understand? And when everybody, like I said, the business sucks. And in the corporate world, and when they're on these TVs and these networks, it could get tricky. Cam is showing you that you could carve out your own lane and create your own network. You understand? You don't gotta oblige to their rules and things of that nature. But I know for a fact that his Jackson State career is just gonna go down in history. Obviously, people said what they was gonna say, and when you're dealing with Cam and Mace, you're gonna get the real side of it. So obviously the departure of him leaving Jackson State left a lot of people feeling some kind of way of sour taste in a lot of guys' mouths. But what I will say, is this: they just gotta remember the good times, because Coach Prime did a lot. They led him to 2 consecutive Celebration Bowl appearances in the first undefeated regular season in school history. Near the end of 2022 season, Sanders chose to be the head coach of Colorado when it was a whole lot of speculation. Everybody was like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Even though before he made the announcement, it was basically a done deal. Everybody knew. The news leaked for whatever reason. And now what Coach Prime got to do, like he said, God called him down there to do this job at Colorado. So now, what is God going to provide him with the results? That I know that he wants. We all know this guy, Coach Prime, is a competitor, ultra. So he's not going to take losing, for an answer. He's got these coaches being held accountable. He's got these players, and it's unbelievable that Coach Prime is such a huge crossover star where you have all the hip hop, and it's not obviously Wayne and things of that nature. We gotta understand something. Not only is sports obviously brings people together, but I don't think Coach Prime is getting enough credit for bringing these artists together. You know, he does all of these big things down at the schools, and he has the artists there, and he's welcoming them with open arms. Sometimes some of the artists don't even like each other, and they all happen to be in the same vicinity. You seen what happened with Wayne and Gilly? They had history, but for Coach Prime, they in the same space, occupying the same situation, and they doing all of this on the strength of Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. I don't think nobody would even be in a situation. I don't even think they would have shook hands if it wasn't for Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. You know, it probably wasn't going to be much else, but respect was going to be there. It was going to be some level of something. So it's truly spectacular. You know, at the end of the day, Cameron and Mace, they about to release episode 27 of It Is What It Is with Paul Pierce, and it's going to be spectacular as well. Let me know your thoughts on how Cameron has jumped into sports media. You know, he done mingled with Stephen A. He done mingled with Isaiah Thomas, Grant Hill. All of the NBA players know about this show. And you hear a lot of players commenting on what he said, and there was something going on with Patrick Beverly at one point, and that's all good, you know, because it's going to get to the point where when they say it, it hurts. And obviously they get to a point where when they get guests, they have them in rare form, and you're getting more out of the interview than you ever would anywhere else. So that's something to definitely, truly think about as we continue to move in this whole change of the guard here. And I believe that it is what it is. And they also have Stat Baby on there. She's an unbelievable narrator, and they got it going on. Y'all need to check it out. Cam got a lot going on. Lord knows what else is coming. And wait till these seasons start, you know, because a lot of this happened towards the tail end of the playoffs. I can't wait till the NBA season start, when the NFL season start, when college football. I think it's going to be crazy. I think the amount of travel, the amount of things that they're going to be mingling and doing is just going to be truly remarkable. And Cam chose his own lane. You know, he didn't get into podcasts and it's like how these other people doing, like with media, and they interviewing other artists and telling stories and stuff. Nah, he doing what these artists really wanted to do, but just didn't have the thought process on really how to pull this off. And look how fast this whole thing is going. It's traction. The traction is moving fast. And it's only a matter of time. Make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit that subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. Cameron, the legendary Dipset Harlem legend, was on Facetime with Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. You know it was nothing but $1 million cloth talk. I'm going to leave it at that. Peace and love.